Tonight on NXT, we have Mustache Mountain versus Gibson and Drake. Next we have Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin. Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff. Rhea Ripley takes on Toni Storm for the championship. And Joe Coffey versus Pete Dunne for the NXT UK championship. Who wins? Who loses? I don't bloody know. Let's find out.
Correction, I do know.
And also, I can't do a British accent at all. That's why, and plus NXT is your brand anyway, so that's why we're doing that. But yes.
Yeah, the first match we were not unbiased towards at all.
No. I don't know why you would think that. But yeah, an NXT Takeover Blackpool review, and a pretty good show, really hot crowd. But yeah, we get Nigel and Vic on commentary. They did pretty well.
Yep.
But the first match is Mustache Mountain versus Zach Gibson and James Drake for the UK tag titles.
Drake Gibson.
Drake Gibson, there we go. Boy, if you hate Gibson, take your shoes off.
Yes, and they did.
I mean, because they're British. They would have no. They were fired up.
And they don't do things the easy way.
They do not. They do not. This was really, really good. Really enjoyable. Yeah. 7 bleeding from the back of the head at one point from an invert elbow.
Oh yeah, that was gnarly.
That was
gnarly. But not that kind of gnarly.
No, not that kind. There was an impressive 450 by Drake. That was really good. Really good tag exchanges. My only issue with this show was the main event and the opening match went on just a smidge too long.
Yeah. To be fair, it's Mustache Mountain and Pete Dunne, and they can pull anyone into a crowd no matter how long their matches are.
Yeah, I mean, they did that at the Defy show we went to, which is where we got these shirts. Wait, is that where you got that shirt?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, because they had those.
I have the actual Mustache Mountain shirt, and I ordered that one from from Trent Seven's little webpage for it.
That's right.
Took forever.
True, but yeah, it's shipping for the UK though.
I know.
That makes sense. This was good stuff. Really good exchanges. Really good shit. And Tyler being the strongest, the biggest and strongest boy.
Yes.
Picking up both in an airplane spin briefly. Just 500 pounds like it's nothing.
Yep. I mean, the biggest strong boy.
One thing I'm going to touch on here really, really quick. Well, we'll finish this match, but what do you think?
I thought it was pretty damn good.
Probably on, I'd say, match of the year. I mean, early, obviously, but I would...
I mean, up until, the title match.
Yeah. Well, matches of the year.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, but good stuff. I was a bit surprised to see Gibson and Drake win.
Yeah. Seemed weird.
But, and Valena pointed this out. Valena WWE.
There were a lot of misfires during this match, though.
There were some exchange...
Mostly from Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson is good, but he's not great. Trent also looked lost. Now, he may have had a possible concussion.
What?
I mean, right?
I should bring my bowler into this.
There you go.
Bring England.
Yes, there you go. Well, yeah. UK, Blackpool. It was... I was a little worried about Trent, but it was good. Gibson and Drake getting the victory shocked me.
Other idea. Here. Haha.
Looks so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But am I actually wearing this right, or am I wearing this backwards?
I think you're wearing it right.
No.
Tags on the back. There you go.
God damn it.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
But this was good. I mean, my only issue, and shout out to Valena for this, they spammed finishers a little too much.
Yes.
And that's not just a problem in...
Well, then again, Tyler, I don't think you ever hit the Tyler Driver 97.
No. And not necessarily in this match, but in other matches a little further on. Yeah, this was something else. But it was good. Gibson and Drake gained the victory. Now they can face teams like Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan and Flash Morgan Webster.
Yeah.
And...
Flash! Savior of the universe.
Yes, he is the savior of the universe and the most British man.
To ever British.
And also Mark Andrews.
It's funny because he's from Wales.
Is he from Wales?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But this is good stuff. I really did enjoy this. Then we get to what was supposed to be Travis Banks and Jordan Devlin.
Before the match began, Travis Banks dived out of the ring and started trying to attack Jordan Devlin. Devlin returned the favor and took him out of the equation. So, apparently, first Sid Scala came out and started, saying, we kind of expected you to do this. And Johnny Saint whispers in his ear and lets him know it's like, that they've got a replacement. Who could it possibly have been? It's a student versus teacher match as Finn Balor's music hits. Finn Balor versus Travis Banks. Or not Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin.
Actually, no. You know what? That would have been interesting. No. The crowd really exploded. It's the most over the Finn Balor has been with the crowds in like a year. And that's sad.
Yeah, I mean...
but it was a good match. Yeah. I mean, you would expect it. Like, Balor just looks so happy for Jordan. When they're like facing off, he just looks so happy for him.
He's always smiling, though.
That is a good point.
Except when he's demon.
Well,
it looks a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, and well, then he, of course, displays it displays himself for like the ladies. But really good match. Devlin, I think, was going to be Travis Banks. If they had that match. Yeah. But there's a good way to continue that feud on TV.
Yeah, and it wasn't a squash match either.
No, Devlin got in some really, really good shots. There was no doubt Finn was going to win this. Finn for the win.
No doubt that Finn was going to win the thing.
But it was good stuff. Devlin had a good showing. Not curb stomp, but coup de grace.
Yeah.
Coup de
the co-op de Grease.
And Balor gets the win. And Devlin had a good showing. And then we get to Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff in a no DQ match, and this is about everything I expected it to be. Yeah. Except Eddie Dennis showing off insane strength.
Yeah, his knees didn't look like they were going to take it.
I mean, I'll say this much. For a lanky guy like that, he really did show some impressive strength, picking up...
Let this be a lesson. Never skip leg day.
Never skip leg day.
Maybe one day you'll have calves that can't fit into smaller pants, so you have to sit there wearing baggy pants all the time until you can... find something good.
You are talking about yourself. Okay, I was wondering. But yeah, there are some impressive spots, including Eddie Dennis hitting a toss. Yeah. But having to really walk gingerly, which I don't blame him because Mastiff's a big guy. There's a cool table spot for the win, and Mastiff gets a victory. Good match. Didn't overstay its welcome.
Yep.
And then Jazzy Gabbert, Alpha Female, on Twitter. Alpha Female 1, I think.
Spotted in the crowd!
And Kaylee Ray are there. So if they get signed to NXT UK, I'm all for it. Jazzy Gabbert deserves that spotlight. Kaylee Ray is also very good. And then we get to Rhea.
Did we also talk about Menzies in the crowd?
Menzies was in the crowd. I think that might have been mentioned... Might have actually been mentioned before this. Yes, yeah. Luke Menzies.
Yeah, Luke Menzies, who had a match on NXT, I believe, against either Chris Dijak or... when he was Chris Dijak. Or versus EC3, but he put on a good show for a former rugby player.
Could have been both, actually. Yeah. And speaking of Menzies, the women's match is up next.
Hey!
That's a bad segue.
Yep.
But Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm for the UK women's title. This is where the spamming of finishers kind of got a little bit...
much?
I get what they're doing. They're showing that both of the women want to win. And it was a very, very hot crowd. Crowd hated Rhea. Well, actually, no, they were kind of split, actually, because I respect Rhea. Were very good exchanges. Toni taking some insane bumps on her back, and I mean, no, that's not a joke. She really looked like she was selling that. Yeah. That really looked painful. Rhea looking super dominant. Then the finisher spamming, the Riptide didn't work, and then the Storm Zero didn't work, and then the Storm Zero, and then it did kind of stuff. Actually, I think a second Storm
Finishers should be finishers, unless... they're so worn out that they can't get over to them to finish the job, in which case that makes sense.
Using it occasionally where a finisher doesn't work is one thing. But it's like, that's my one complaint, I mean, just on a brief tangent, my one complaint about New Japan. So they tend to do that a little too much. But...
yeah, but...
Toni ended up getting the victory. I do want to say this, and again, I'm going to shout out Elena because she did point this out. That since Rhea is a full-time employee, perhaps they'll move her back to NXT and not NXT UK, and she can face Bianca, which is a good idea. Especially if Bianca beats Shayna for the title.
She's just one girl against the world.
She is just one. Took me a second to realize whose theme you were talking about there, but... Toni getting the victory... My issue is, see, if you had the UK TV... broadcast right in September, Rhea could have gotten a nice 4-month title reign. On TV, she only got a 2-month title reign. Now, yeah, she defended a couple times in good matches against Isla Dawn and Deonna Purrazzo. I'm glad Toni won. I like Tony. But the problem is really besides Ginny, there isn't another heel for her to face. So unless they bring in more for her to face,
No.
and move Rhea away, like after a rematch or something like that, and Rhea can show up in the Women's Royal Rumble. Tony winning's good. It's good, but I almost feel like
Rhea winning would have been the best decision.
it would have. Because you could have built a story to have Tegan Nox take the title from her. But I'm not going to complain about Tony winning. They needed at least one title change of the 2 championships that were established. This was a natural conclusion. But like you said, would have liked to have seen Rhea win. Now I'm going to let you talk about Joe Coffey versus Pete Dunne for the UK title.
Woo!
Take it away.
This match was... it was gold. 17 gold stars out of a scale of 12.
Good old Meltzer scale there.
Right. There were a lot of, there were a couple false finishes. And by a couple, I mean like 12.
Ones that I counted, yeah.
Yeah. Multiple attempts at the bitter end. Joe Coffey also tried to do the bitter end on Pete Dunne twice.
Yeah.
Then converted over to something else. This match was... It's hard to describe in a short amount of time. If you did not see Takeover Blackpool, please go see it. This match was most definitely a match of the year candidate.
Absolutely, it was. And of course they had that one spot where Joe Coffey hit a sit-out powerbomb on the apron, which as you know is the hardest part of the ring.
What?
Apparently it is the hardest part of the ring.
Oh, also the 2 top turnbuckle spots that resulted in Joe Coffey falling all the way down.
Oh.
Pete Dunne following with him on the second one.
Yeah, that looked kind of bad.
Yeah. Joe Coffey took it! It must have been a bump they were prepared for.
But still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fucking barricade moved on those spots.
Yes, about 2 inches.
Yeah, at least.
Which is a lot of steel.
So, nice wooden floor that they have there in the theater. I guess that sort of makes sense. But...
Ugh. Hopefully they can fix the craters that Joe Coffey left behind when he made Impact.
Yeah, and the craters that Dave Mastiff left when he threw Eddie Dennis through the floor.
Right?
But the crowd did chant, or at one point, "Are you watching Vince McMahon?" Which, I don't know if he was, but anyway.
What are they saying? I don't know.
But...
I think they said my name. No, I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
The finish was something else. After the bitter end.
Yeah. Was the bitter end, Pete Dunne kind of pulled out of it and switched over to a submission hold. Which one did he use?
He tried for the triangle choke, and then he got on Coffey and got his fingers, and he started snapping them.
Yeah, and just started bending them. So, in the end of this match, we can safely say Pete Dunne fingered it out. Right at the bitter end.
One more little thing happened at the end, so Coffey's out in the ring.
And then some music hits, and it's...
And everybody stand at attention and give thanks to the ring general. Walter is here.
Yes.
We saw Walter at that same Defy Progress show, and Walter is a fucking beast.
Yes.
I wish I would have gotten a shirt from him, but that's okay. Maybe they'll do a thing with Progress again sometime.
It's always great when your intro music is royalty free. I bet Vince heard that and was like, wait, what?
I don't have to spend to have this? Alright.
Excellent. Hire him right away. Give him all the titles.
But Walter, if you haven't seen much of Walter, you're in for a real treat. He is really, really good.
Yeah. Sounds like he's going to be sticking to NXT UK, only due to the fact that he wants to be close to home.
Which is fine, and I think he'll add a lot to that brand. And then he kicked Joe Coffey when Joe Coffey tried to get him back in the ring.
I was half expecting him to do one of those chops, though, and just leave a crater in Joe Coffey's chest.
But Joe Coffey probably suffered enough, so he figured he'd just kick him.
Well, that right there is what we call a chest cavity.
But this was a really good show.
I've had a handprint in my chest for 3 years.
I don't want to seem like I'm downing it. I'm gonna go B+. I'm gonna go B+ for this reason. A couple of the matches were a bit long. They were good. They were really, really good. I'm going to go B+. Was it a great takeover? Yes.
Oh, hell yes.
So B+ for me, as they had everything happen that needed to happen.
Though B+ from me.
Yeah. And
yeah. For Blackpool, there's a Blackpool. Just kidding. It's not black. It's grayish because YouTube can't let me change the color of things. Sorry, I failed you for the last time. I'm just kidding. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Twitter links in the description down below. Please go follow us. We do plenty of updates, and I make stupid memes. Hit subscribe. It's not there, but it's below the video. Anyway, this has been Real Honesty with John Rutland. I am not John Rutland. I am the Derbinator. And you have a great night.
We are going to have a gaming stream up soon if I can compose myself.
Bang!